And welcome to Season 2, Race 8 of my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. We are here in Austria, the Red Bull Ring, the Austrian Grand Prix, and just got done with qualifying in super wet conditions. Just barely edged out Leclerc for the pole. I got Perez and Sainz in the second row. Teammate qualified P14. And yeah, should make for an interesting race. Won 6 of the first 7 races, looking to make it 7 of the first 8. And yeah, it should be an interesting one. Now the race will be dry, which is good. We don't have to worry about changeable conditions of qualifying, or not qualifying, but the race. And yeah, should be interesting to see if we can hold on to the lead and how the pit stops work out, and if the, obviously, what qualifying means free choice of tire for everyone. So will everyone go with softs, or maybe something different?
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
I think I noticed a weird glitch there where it almost took me to the starting grid before it even got back to this menu. That was weird. Upgrade-wise, in terms of resource points, we are going to go with the rear wing end plates for the downforce. You got a bit of a discount on that, so that's an easy one to go with. Only 19% chance of failure, and it should be in time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Aero is an area where we are lacking a little bit, so those points, or I should say this upgrade and the one we already have coming, should help us in that regard. So, there you go there. Try race, as you can see, and championship standings, not much to really look at. We are well ahead of everyone else. So yeah, let us first try to, here we go, settings. Safety car is standard. Alright. Alright. So let's get going. Let's tackle the Austrian Grand Prix.
Welcome to the beautiful Styrian Mountains for another chapter in the story of the Austrian Grand Prix. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. It's just about time to go to the track for the beginning of the race, but before we do, Anthony Davidson, what types of strategy do you think we can expect for today's event?
Well, there's a lot that both the driver and the team have to keep in mind when going into a race. The tyres, fuel, energy recovery systems, the list goes on and on. But I think the key to today's victory will come down to the pit stop strategy. Come in too soon, and you might find yourself needing more than one stop. Too late, and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage by spending longer on worn tyres.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. It's the owner-driver in pole position then, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Yuki Tsunoda, and Mick Schumacher. Norris, Ricciardo, Bottas, and Pierre Gasly. Aitken, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, and Lundgaard. Ocon, Stroll, George Russell, and Guan Yu Zhou. Eilert, Latifi, Mazepin, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Alright, pretty simple strategy. Soft to medium. Shouldn't have any problems with that.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down. Okay, our main competitors in this race are Leclerc and Perez. No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Shorter run to turn 1, so and
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being.
thank you for interrupting, Jeff. As I was saying, it's a shorter run to turn 1, and turn 1's a tight turn 1, obviously. So, could lead to some chaos on the start, you never know. The grid's pretty much lined up already.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Alright, quick lineup to the grid, 5 red lights, the Red Bull Ring Austrian Grand Prix, and we're underway. Gonna try to cut off Leclerc. We get swamped by Perez in the middle of a Ferrari sandwich, and that didn't work out well. It's in the middle of a 4-wide situation. Perhaps I should just back out here and see what happens with the Ferraris if they collide. Well, that sort of worked out. Claire just goes way too slow for that corner. Oh, I'm getting, like, trapped here. See, I'm trying to go to the right. But the problem is that Leclerc is spinning off to the right, which is causing problems. again, really. This gets way too crowded. It's 4 wide. Coming into this corner. There's no way I don't have damage. Gosh, can I get a clean start for once? Where Leclerc doesn't, like, wipe us all out. I guess I'll take that. Have to work our way back through the field, though.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Well, thankfully we are in the DRS of Sonoda, but only barely.
job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Three wide pass. Make it work.
Brilliant maneuver. 2 places at once.
Wonder if did signs pick up any damage there? A little bit, but I don't think it's enough to affect his performance. Sergio Perez leads the Grand Prix. I'm sure Red Bull very happy about that right now. Very pleased to see a Red Bull car leading at the Red Bull ring. Let's see if we can chase him down. Excuse me.
Teammate behind
Chase him down.
6.3 seconds.
That turn was a little iffy. Same issue again, just turned in a little too tight, I think. There we go, that's better. And I really left Carlos Sainz in the dust. Sonoda's moved into third place. To our first mid-session save. Since things got a little tight back there between Schumacher and Sainz, let's take a look. Side by side. Not really, it was just a case of them going into the corner and side by side like that just really slowed them down in comparison to Yuki Tsunoda. Both Ferraris now are in front of the Red Bull of Mick Schumacher. So Schumacher fighting back on Sainz, as he has moved back into 5th place.
The car ahead is starting to create a gap. They're starting to pull away from us. The car behind is gaining on you by 0.5 a lap.
From towards the back half of the field. One car has some sort of problem. It's
Some
Gasly.
information on Gasly. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Gasly is done. Must be an engine failure on the AlphaTauri. There you see him going very slowly. Pulls off well out of the way. So, shouldn't be a safety car.
Caution, caution. Okay, clear. Christian is in the pits. Christian in the pits.
Yeah, teammates in the pits already. Seems a little early for a pit stop from Lundgaard. Another number of people have decided to pit. So we do have some people who are oddly trying a two-stop. I don't know why. You can make it on one. Well, we got a Ferrari here changing a wing. That is the 55 of Carlos Sainz. They are also fitting on the softs by the looks of it. Excuse me.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
More pit stops happening. Looks like Norris is the only one to pit this time, and he also went for another set of soft tires, so another instance of some teams doing a two-stop strategy. Still not sure about that while given tire wear really isn't that bad right now, as we have really closed the gap to Sergio Perez.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Copy.
Yeah, we can really stretch out this run on the soft tire. Ooh, almost ran into the back of Perez there. Company making a pass for the lead here, going into turn, I guess technically turn 3. Moving to the left of Checo, inside, and we take the lead easily.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
To the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix after 15 laps into the race. Perez hits the pits. Just checking to see who's pitted and who hasn't. Might have to come in a lap early, given that Perez has now come into the pits for his stop. I did notice some yellow flags at the end of the second sector. Curious as to what that is. Oh, somebody had it off. That's Guan Yu Zhou. Yeah, just missed the tail end of it, or the start of it, but caught the tail end of it. And yeah, he just spun around, it looks like. All on his own. So definitely problems for him. Definitely lose spots.
Understood, stopping this lap. Affirmative, medium tyres at the next stop.
Yeah, Perez is already starting to gain time, so probably best to pit now.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Affirmative, medium tyres at the next stop.
We did cross over the pit line. Let's see if we can do that properly.
Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap. Affirmative, medium tyres at the next stop.
It's better. And even if we lose the lead, we'll be right behind him and should be able to catch back up to Perez pretty quickly. Oh, look at that. Sub 2 second pit stop. Great work from the team. Here comes Perez. It's going to be tight. I think he's just going to win out. The tires will take a lap to get up to temperature. But we're still right behind him, man. Went overboard there. Missed the corner and everything. But we're still in hot pursuit of Sergio Perez, trying to retake the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix.
we're leading our teammate by 15.3 seconds.
Make a pass going into turn 3. And we get the job done. Alright, we are back. Halfway through the Austrian Grand Prix. The Austrian Grand Prix. Say with more emphasis. And we are in the lead. Sergio Perez in second. Lando Norris in third on the two-stop strategy. Trying to use those soft tires to his advantage while he can.
Great work. That's a new fastest
Just
lap
set
of the
the
race.
fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Just what you want to see. Let's actually check the tire breakdown here. So Gasly's out. Mick Schumacher, for some reason, had to make another stop. I'm guessing he must have had some sort of wing damage. Can't really justify why he's pitted so soon after the second stop. Looks like he pitted. So he must have made a collision on lap 16 with somebody. This is a collision with Stroll. Where's Stroll running? Stroll's down in P18, so perhaps Stroll and Schumacher made contact somewhere, and that's led to them being down the running order. But bottom line is, currently as they stand, more people took soft tires than I would have guessed. So Lando Norris has to pit again. My teammate Christian Lundgaard has actually gotten up to 7th, but he will have to pit again, as will Carlos Sainz, as will Daniel Ricciardo, Antonio Giovinazzi, and George Russell. And really, that's it. So Lundgaard is in the points right now, but where he ends up is really going to depend on where he comes out. I don't know where everyone is on the track. I know that Vettel is the first guy running, at least a large chunk of people who are on the medium tires. So in theory, I would be first, obviously. Where is my car? Here, okay. Perez would be second. Tsunoda would be third. Leclerc would be fourth. Bottas would be fifth. Jack Aitken would be sixth. Alonso would be seventh. Vettel would be eighth. the Alpine of, is this Alonso? This is Ocon, would be ninth. And Mazepin would be 10th. Though, of course, so I'm actually very interested to see how that strategy works out for the people who are doing the two-stop. Check something here for a second. Got one of the... It's one of the Williams cars pitting? Might be Latifi? Yes, it is Nicholas Latifi hitting the pits. Were they getting ready to change a wing on Latifi's car? It doesn't look like it. Alright. Bottom line though, Latifi is now a lap down.
Gap to teammate behind is 20.7 seconds. Christian is coming in for his stop.
Alright, my teammates in the pits now. Just to sort of sort things out here, so my teammate, so I'm first, Perez second, Norris is third, but I don't know where he'll end up when he pits. So Sonoda is effectively third. Leclerc is fourth, Bottas is fifth, Aiken is sixth, Alonso is seventh, and you have Vettel in eighth, Ocon in ninth, Sainz in 10th. My teammate is actually in P11. I think he might have an opportunity to catch Esteban Ocon for P10. I think Sainz is the first of the guys who pitted, yeah, and Lundgaard is with him, so Lundgaard does have a chance to get into the points if things pan out his way. We'll see soon enough, but he's definitely in there with a shot. It'd be great for Christian to finally get his first points of the season. Norris finally comes in. We'll see where he sorts out. Norris came out right in front of Alonso, so he's somewhere in the back half of the top 10, probably 7th or 8th. Might encounter some live traffic before the end of this one. So while Perez is close to me, and while he is within DRS range, we do have the best engine on the grid, and I think that's really what's been keeping us in front of Perez for the time being. Excuse me. Mid-session save. Valtteri Bottas having a nice solid run in his AlphaTauri currently, sitting in 5th place. Doing much better than his teammate, Pierre Gasly.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
Of course, Gasly dropped out of the race pretty early on. Closing up on Guan Yu Zhou and Lance Stroll. Zhou gets out of the way. So it provides a bit of a problem for Perez. Stroll will get out of the way pretty easily there. taking that corner a little bit better.
Green flag. Okay, watch the aggression, please. We don't want to lose places because of a penalty.
A little contact with Perez. He actually got a little closer to me than I would have expected. Perez making a move. Slight contact. Oh, Eyelet's gonna come and play. That was close. Let's take a look at it again. That was, I think we split Callum Eyelet. Side by side. And then watch, as you come up on Eyelet. Wow, split him right down the middle. That was something. Let's go on board with Callum Eyelet if we can. That was wild. Checking back in on my teammates, trying to see where he is. And he's lost a position to Ricardo, which I think puts him in P12. Yeah, it does. Lungar keeps getting so much closer to freaking points. You just can't get over the hump. It's really frustrating.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Tiffy losing a second lap. George Russell going a lap down.
No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Indeed, nothing to worry about in terms of tire wear. And Giovinazzi has been lapped, meaning that Mick Schumacher is the last car on the lead lap, as we are on the penultimate lap of the Austrian Grand Prix. As I close in on my 7th victory in the first 8 races, and as I mentioned in the previous race, or at least in Canada, this is a streak that goes back to the end of Season 1, when I won
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
4 of the last 5. So if you include those races, 4 of the last 5 of Season 1, and 7 of the first 8 in Season 2, I will have won 11
This is your final lap of the race.
out of the last 13 races, which is crazy.
The car
Absolutely
behind is
crazy.
dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
It's nearly unfathomable. But we have somehow managed to pull it off. And we come around to take the checkered flag and win the Austrian Grand Prix.
Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
Red Bull has a fine showing with Sergio Perez in second.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Further extending the championship lead.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now.
Ah, Leclerc got into
interesting
P3.
Grand Prix, that's for sure.
Yes, I must have missed a battle between Tsunoda and Leclerc.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. And the championship leaders secured more points today, pushing their lead out even further at the top of the standings. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Jack Aitken gets my vote today.
Let's move on to the constructors. The current leaders continue to extend their lead at the top. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
And that was the Austrian Grand Prix. So the thing that surprised me here is that I look, and my teammate has suddenly managed up to be in the points. And I really don't know how that happened, because Lando Norris is certainly ahead of them, as was Sebastian Vettel and Esteban Ocon. So I don't know when those passes would have taken place. Although it says here that Norris did have a collision with Nikita Mazepin, so I wonder if that might have been the cause of whatever went down there. Actually, it's a good time to look at the race replay. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Guan Yu Zhou, because he was the one who went spinning. He was the first real incident of the race. just bear with me while I basically fast forward through the entire race. At least for parts of it. Just to sort of further dissect what happened here. So just have to sit tight for a second while I get to the point where I need to get to. Oh. Thought I'd really screwed myself there. Okay, so here we go. Here's where Guan Yu Zhou lost control. Let's take a look. Yeah, he just loses it. The start of the third sector. Yep, just totally loses it and spins it on his own. Alright, so from there we will go to Lance Stroll. So there he is. Alright, so he's going side by side with Vettel here. And I only just realized I could skip from lap to lap, so I don't know why. Oh, there you go. That's what happened. So Lance Stroll was trying to enter the pits. Same thing again. So Lance Stroll was trying to enter the pits. There was a line of cars here. And it looks like Mick Schumacher just got really unlucky. He came right into the line. And Schumacher got sent around. And then collided with Stroll. And actually held up one of the Ferraris of Leclerc. And it held up Ricciardo. Who lost a ton of spots. A bunch of cars had to take evasive action there. Including my teammate Christian Lundgaard. Alright, so now we're going to go to Lando. I'm surprised Schumacher just didn't come straight to pit road. We'll go to Lando and see what happens to him in the closing laps. He's sitting in P7, so you see my teammate, Lundgaard, is 11th. He's going to get passed by Ricciardo, and fall to P12. Okay, so somewhere along here, I think they must have run into the wounded Haas of Nikita Mazepin. So did Lando have any damage? Well, Bottas definitely ran into the back of him. Okay, so he definitely made contact somewhere, but I'm trying to find out where that contact was. Okay, there's the contact. That's where he got into Mazepin. That still doesn't explain how Lungard managed to get into the points. Because Mazepin presumably pitted. So that garners position he takes from Norris, and then I guess they just caught Vettel at the right place in the right time. And Lungard's gonna get by him at some point here, presumably. Excuse me, and Lungard side by side with Sebastian Vettel. And there he goes. That's how my teammate managed to score his very first point in Formula One. So there you go. Scroll down. Lungard is officially on the board. Yay! Finally. Helps us in our point total by 1. But there you go. Driver standings, we have 198. We're exactly 100 points ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, and just 102 ahead of Leclerc. So there you go, that was the Austrian Grand Prix. Very, very good result for the team.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. We all underestimated you, didn't we? How do you feel about this team's performance this season? Great. Well, that's everything.
Solidly beat Lance Stroll in the rivalry. We continue to rack up the points there. Claim doing pretty well. All sponsor goals met.
The team's income is looking very robust right now. It's time for you to have a think about our profit margin and what areas of the operation might benefit from that money. Alright, let's see here. What can we do? Aerodynamics equipment upgrade gives us some resource points. Gladly take that.
a second driver performance review. Sponsor advertisement for the drivers. Can use some cash. It's always good. And then the market strategy conference. It's pretty good too. Go with that. Chassis department.
Could you take a look at this for us, please?
Okay. So, we're right on the cusp of a significant step forward in our component development, but we're not going to achieve it by our internal deadline unless there's last-minute push from the whole department. Authorize overtime for the next couple weeks to help us get over the line. So, our choices are either reduce cost of the fuel tank positioning upgrade and decrease the morale by 20%, or decline and nothing will happen. Well, our championship fight is pretty secure. I mean, it's not over yet, but we're 100 points ahead. I think we can afford to not give employees overtime, so we'll decline.
The department wants me to pass on their thanks for helping out.
Alright. So we will go through things here.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Alright, Lungard's focus is back up, which is good. Like to see that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. That was the mouthful. And that was the Austrian Grand Prix from the Red Bull Ring. I'll see you for the next race at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, where we might be taking our engine penalties. We'll figure that out when we get to it.